everyone, welcome to the Captain Drone YouTube channel. My name is Steve, and in my hands I have a box, and on top of that box I have a really cool little quad that is run by a 1S battery, but it's super powerful and very well tuned. This is the Firefly 18 Nano Baby version 3, and if that title sounds kind of familiar, that's because I have version 2 here, and if you look up here, that's my review of version 2. That was a while ago. This was a Walksnail version. This new model comes in DJI-04. But that's not all. It also comes in Walksnail. It also comes in HD0, and it also comes in analog. Oh, but wait, if you're into freestyle and you want something exactly the same, but to flip around the skies, you can get it in the 16 version, Firefly 16, and that also comes in HD0, Walksnail, DJI, and analog. The only difference between the 18 that I have and the 16, other than the color of the canopy, is the prop size and the kV of the brushless motors. Now let me state the following. I do not have the 16 version, I only have the 18. Also, I do not have the Walksnail version of either the 18 or the 16, nor do I have the HD0 version of the 18 or the 16, nor do I have the analog version of the 18 or the 16. So I can only tell you about the 18 that I have here, and I can't tell you about the other ones. My favorite feature on this new little guy is something FLYWOO added, and they can add it to all their drones, and that is this little wide angle lens. I can pull it off. What it does is it takes the DJI-04 field of view and it expands it to 155 degrees. It makes a massive difference. That wide angle lens comes in this kit with some ND filters, but I honestly don't know. I've been trying to find out if it's included when you buy the drone or if it's an after sale product. Now for battery power, this little guy flies on tiny little 1S batteries and you get pretty good flight time. So you have a choice of a 450 that I have here in my hands, a 750 or 1000. You can go even larger if you want to get even more flight time, but those are the recommended sizes. And you do not have to buy FLYWOO branded batteries. If you already have 1S batteries, you can use your own. The motors are so tiny on here that, as expected, it's very quiet. Also, this, even with the battery, whatever size you place, it's under 100 grams in weight. So it's extremely light. And yes, you can fly it in strong winds. Now, my little guy has an ELRS receiver in it, so I flew it with an ELRS radio. This is a Radio Master Boxer Crush. But if you come from the DJI world, you can also fly it with a DJI FPV Remote 3. At least I have a Remote 3 here, probably even a Remote 2. The deal is that you have to order this when it says, what do you want? Receiver, what do you want? ELRS. You select DJI Bind and Fly, and then you're all good. And obviously, since it is the DJI-04 digital system at 4K, I flew it with my DJI FPV Goggles 3. So enough talking, let me show you my review video. First, we're going to start off with a prop noise test. How loud are these little props? Will other people hear them? We'll do that little test. Then I'm going to do my outdoor flight. It's a maiden. I'm going to fly it on a couple of different batteries just to see what the flight time is. Then I'm going to bring it indoors and fly it indoors just to show you that you can fly it indoors and what type of image you get. Then after all that, I'm going to show you what comes in the box. Plus, I'm going to show you some other items you can buy off the FLYWOO website. Just in case you're interested in them, I'll show you those after the unboxing. So watch all that, then come back to me and I'll tell you a few more things. All right, I've got the Firefly 18 here, holding it over my head. If you look up at the tree behind the Firefly 18, you can see it's moving in the wind. That's because we have some wind happening. This little guy should not be flown in winds, but it is FPV and I can fly it in acro mode, so we're gonna do that. But first, let's do a prop noise test. Let's see how noisy this guy is. Let's do the prop noise sound test. So let's plug this guy in. There we go. It's plugged in. You can barely hear it. It's very quiet when you plug it in. The sound that the ESC makes, very quiet. All right, little guys down there, arm the motors. You can barely hear it. Here we go. It's like a little mosquito. It sounds like a mosquito. Listen, I'm right up by my nose almost. That is the sound. Oh my God, you can't even hear it. It's like a tiny little mosquito. That's all it sounds like. I know I've said that like 3 times now, but that's exactly what it sounds like. Wow. And Butterfinger Steve catches it, but let's take it for a flight now, see how it does. All right, it's pretty windy out right now. Check this out. Let me grab this camera and show you. Look at the tree moving now. So this is going to be an interesting flight, flying this in the wind, this little guy. Here we go. The battery I've placed on here is a 750. I'm going to plug this in now. I better get flying before the wind blows me all over the place. Plop you down, and we are going to hop back to our Fat Shark chair over here. Glasses off, goggles on. If my legs blow out the white balance on your TV monitor, phone, whatever, I apologize in advance. Now, this is an 04 system, so it will overheat out here.
Flight mode horizon, flight mode across.
So I got to get flying pretty fast. Let's see if I can get my goggles on here. There we go. All right, here we go. Launch. I see the props are moving. There we are. So I can see with this wide angle lens on here, I can see the props in my view because I have not tilted the camera upwards. If you tilt the camera upwards, you can get the props out of view. I don't know why I'm getting a land now, a little icon. Let me just check my voltage. What does it say for voltage on here? It says I'm at 3.9, so I'm okay. So ignore the land now. It's just I have not set the voltage correctly. So let's see. Let's just do some little things. Little twirlies here. Come down at the ground fast. Go back and let's check this out here. Let's go up and let's do a forward flip. Nicely done. Coming down. There's a human down there. Let's see if they notice this little mosquito. Nope, not even looking back. All right, let's keep going this way. Flying around. I've set my timer on here for 3 minutes for this battery. And it says if you fly at 30%, you should get almost 4 minutes. But I'm flying more than 30%. I'm whipping the throttle up and down. Oop, get out of the way of that car. Go over this way. So yeah, you're gonna have to fly very conservative. But let me show you what 30% flying is like. So let me just turn around and fly this way. There we go. So this would be conservative flying. Very conservative, you know, just relaxing flying. Let's go back. Whoa, bus coming! Up, 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 over the tree. And back over to me. You know, through this tree, through that tree, and I'm back down. As I mentioned before, ignore the land now. Just look at my voltage over on the left. That's all I'm concerned about at the moment. So it says I'm at 3.6, and that's good. And you can hear that timer, 1 minute. So I've got it set for 3 minutes. Let me just make sure I can get the 3 minutes with the way I fly here. Going back, and let's come around me so you can see me a bit more. I'm going to fly slower, conserve a little bit of power, fly this way. So there I am. This is very agile. So if you're wondering what I think about this little guy, it's very powerful and it's very agile. It's a lot of fun to like flick around, buzz around your neighborhood because it's so quiet. You can hear when I'm going by me, hear the sound?
30,
Next to no
29,
sound.
28,
That's
27,
pretty good. All right.
26, 25, 24,
There's my timer.
23,
That timer's going to bring me up to
22,
3 minutes.
21, 20,
And if we look at my
19,
voltage, I'm at
18,
3.5.
17,
So I usually
16,
land at about
15,
3.3.
14,
I don't want to get down to
13,
3.2, but
12,
I'm still good.
11,
So it shows you can get over
9,
3 minutes if you take it
8,
easy with the
7,
750.
6, 5,
Let's come on
4,
down and slow
3,
it down
2,
and turn back
1. Timer 1 elapsed.
and hover, and then we'll bring it back to me. I'm just doing the hover mode now. Coming back. One thing I find is pretty interesting with this, take a look at the left-hand side of my goggles. See where it says altitude 3 meters? There's a barometer in this thing, which is pretty cool. So if you want to know how high you are off the ground, a lot of times, just look at the left. It's not always going to be accurate because it's measuring air pressure, and it should set itself to 0 when you're on the ground, but a lot of times they don't. Anyways, you can see how slow I can fly it here and come on back and land over here. There we go. That was the flight. So my first impressions after flying this outdoors on a maiden with a 750 battery in the wind, it's pretty darn good. It is pretty darn good. I have nothing negative to say. I didn't see any prop wash. I didn't see anything. It flies really well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a 1000 milliamp hour LiPo battery on it. And it's a 1S, and I'm going to fly it again for 3 minutes. I'll set my timer again for 3 minutes. It shows on my timer that I went for 3 minutes and 30 seconds last time. So, anyways, this one here, I'm going to fly it for 3 minutes again, and I'll see what the voltage is when we get to 3 minutes. So let me just plug her in and go put her on the landing pad. All right, got the 1000 on here. Let's plop it down and let's go for a flight. I've reset my timer to 3 minutes on my ELRS Boxer Crush. So we should be good. And a lot of noise out here. Let's go. All right, this with a 1000. Do I notice any difference in flight characteristics with this tiny little thing? I don't, but on my screen, I'm going to show you my screen right now. It still says land now, so I have not set up the voltage correctly in Betaflight Configurator. So it's not a big deal. I usually never set it up. I just look at the voltage over on the left of my screen so I can see exactly what voltage the battery's at. So let's go down my street now. So if I look down at my battery, it's at 3.87 right now, and I'm going way down the street. And let's turn around now. Also, I see that my lens is kind of dirty. Let's come right down. Miss all these cars here. Going through the stop sign. Oh, I blew through that stop sign. Guy on a bike. Got this guy over here. And see this tree in front of us? We're going up. Power, 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 power. Right up there. And there's my world. And here we go. Whoa! And we're coming back. Coming back behind all the houses. Through here, through the trees, and diving down. Somebody jogging. I'm sure they saw this thing coming at them. All right, there we go. So I'm really like boosting out the power. I'm going to slow it down here. Slow it down. Get behind this guy. There we go. So let's check out my voltage again. I'm at 3.7, so plenty of voltage here. And it already called out my time, so we'll just let it go for a little bit. Let's go over here again. Come down. I don't know what this guy in the white truck is doing. He is doing something with that bus stop. Let's go down this way. So you can see you have a massive range on these little things, even though the antenna is quite small. And this is tons of interference in my neighborhood, but you can see you can fly almost anywhere. Oh, there's a car coming, so we're going to miss that car. We'll dive down this way. We'll come over here and come on over here.
1 minute.
So I got 1 minute left, and with really hard flying, in other words, I'm really on the accelerator, I'm at 3.7, so that's good. So I think most people, you'll want to get this with a 1000 milliamp hour 1S battery. That's probably your preferred battery for this. You can still do acro, flying, all that other good stuff, you know, like little spinnies. Go the opposite way. You have to give it a little bit of throttle if you're not moving forward and when you come out. So there's my timer coming up to 3 minutes. And I'll land and I'll see what we're at for voltage.
21,
Coming back, coming back.
19, 18, 17.
All right, let's slow it down to a hover mode.
15, 14, 13,
And
12,
if I look over at my
11,
voltage, look at where we're at. 3.6.
8, 7, 6,
So we're pretty
5,
good.
4, 3,
Let's get off the road here.
1. Timer 1 elapsed.
There we are. So that was our 3 minutes. And let's plop down here. Same place as last time, pretty much. So once again, pretty darn impressive. All right, it's time for the indoor flight, and I have put the prop guards on because if I hit the wall, I don't want to mark up the walls or else my wife is going to get very upset. Let me bring this close and show you the drone with the prop guards on. Here we are, drone with prop guards on. The prop guards only weigh about 1 gram, all 4 of them together, so I probably won't even notice it when flying this around the house. Let's go. So for this flight, I'm going to plug in the battery and I'm going to have the drone take off back there. So can you see me over here? The drone is going down on this Insta360 takeoff and landing pad right there, and I'll make sure everything is good. It's nice and flat. We'll shoot that way. Now I'm not going to do a 3-minute flight or anything. It's going to be very short. It's just going to show you can fly it indoors. I do have a 750 battery on it. There we go. Let's go fly before it gets too hot. It should hover nicely indoors. Oh, look at it go. I'm keeping the throttle nice and low. I'm going to go through the house really slow and then I'll pick up speed. So this is flying through the house. I'm taking it nice and easy. And just for your viewing pleasure and for my wife's total fear, I'm going to pick up speed. There we go. There we go, going through. And yeah, so I can't go super fast because I really don't want to hit the walls. All right, so there you have it, going through really fast. It's a very easy quad to fly. Could a beginner fly it? Yes, a beginner could fly this. All right, let's come back and land. Let's put it on, do I want to put it on the table? You can see me right here. Let's go put it on the table right by my hands. There you go. Nice landing. I'm getting pretty good at this. Next thing I want to show you, I'm going to try to show you this. It's going to be a little bit difficult because this is a DJI-04 system, and as soon as I plug in a battery and I don't fly, it's going to overheat. So what I have to do is plug in a battery. I've got my goggles on. My goggles are connected to my cell phone because I want to record on my cell phone something I want to show you. So I have the DJI Fly app open. As soon as I connect this, then the goggles will then tell me that they are connected to something. Come on, connect. And when they say they're connected to something, they're going to connect to the aircraft. There we go. And this thing is going to come to life, and I should be able to see on the screen. So I'm going to click Go Fly. I just want to show you the difference with the wide angle FLYWOO lens on as compared to without it. So I'm going to pull it off. So you see my head? Watch when I pull it off. Watch how narrow the vision is. Doink! There we go. It's like a magnified. Now, see how big my head is? I'm going to put it on. Oh, it's coming on. It's coming on. And there we go, wide angle, and take it off. There we go, zoomed in. So that's the difference you get with this lens. I think the lens is awesome. So for all of you that fly these little mini quads, it doesn't matter which one you bought, and it has a DJI-04 system in it, you know that the camera is zoomed in the way it's designed. So when you go around corners in a house, you often crash into the walls because you think you're around the corner, but you're not around the corner. And you think you're around the corner because you're zoomed in. You're looking much farther ahead than you actually are. But when you put the wide angle lens on, you can go around any corner you want, and it feels absolutely normal. When you're going around a corner, you're actually going around the corner. It's not zoomed in. So this lens is a bonus. Here we have the box the drone arrives in. On the side of the box are written the specifications of the drone I filmed in this video. The drone arrives fully assembled, however you will need to add the props onto the brushless motors. And those motors are 1002 brushless motors at 19,800 kV. My unit has an ELRS receiver, so I have an ELRS antenna as well as a DJI video antenna. You can see that the frame of the drone is constructed of carbon fiber. Looking at the circuit boards, the upper one is the DJI-04 system and the bottom one is the flight controller. In the box you'll find 3 different sizes of battery holders for various size batteries. Included in the kit would be 4 prop guards, as well as 4 spare props. A USB cable is also included, as well as a prop removal tool and a micro Phillips screwdriver. You also get an ND4 filter for the DJI-04 camera. You also get a ton of additional hardware and screws. A diagram of the front and back of the flight controller is also included. And for some reason, a pile of stickers are also included. Total weight of the drone is only 40 grams. And as you add different size batteries, well, obviously the weight goes up. Next, I want to show you some really cool items that are not included. However, you can buy these items off the FLYWOO website. Now, as far as I can tell, this wide angle lens for the DJI-04 camera does not come with the drone. FLYWOO sent me the wide angle lens along with some ND filters shown in this kit here. In addition, batteries are not included. You have to use your own. Any 1S battery will work as long as you have the A30 battery connector. Now, if you don't have batteries or a battery charger, then FLYWOO has you covered. FLYWOO does sell a 1S battery charger that can charge up 6 batteries at once. Simply plug the batteries into the charger, then plug some USB power into the charger. FLYWOO also sells a 65-watt power adapter. This adapter provides plenty of power to either charge or store your batteries. Now, FLYWOO also wanted me to tell you that they also make a 2S battery charger that can charge 4 batteries at once. You simply plug the balance cable of the 2S battery into the charger, and then you have the option to charge the battery or store the battery. All right, so you're back to me, and I want to say once again, I do not know if the wide angle lens comes with this drone when you buy it. It's kind of confusing because, well, mine was on the drone when I received it. It was not in this box, but when I opened this box that has the lens and the filters, well, the lens is taken out. So they must have took it out and put it on the drone. And to make matters even more confusing, FLYWOO sent me these and they wanted me to tell you about them. These are also the wide angle lens, but they do not fit on this beast. These ones here are designed for your own DJI-04 or 04 Pro system where you insert it over top of the camera lens. In other words, the molding fits products, one of these. If the molding doesn't fit, you'll have to modify the molding. Now, a popular thing at the end of my videos is that I always mention something negative and something positive about the product. I really don't want to do that, but so many viewers out there love to hear negative stuff. So I have to make stuff up a lot of the time. Stuff that I would never consider negative, I gotta think about it and make something up. So this one was like that. I have no idea about anything negative. The only thing negative I could say is the flight time. You know, yeah, it'd be great. It's a 1S. It's running a digital system. Could you get a longer flight time? Possibly, but you know, technology is being pushed to the limits here with the battery size and the power and everything else. So the flight time might be a negative to some people. But for positives, it is super well tuned, very well tuned out of the box. So like a beginner could fly it, very easy to fly. It also is very quiet, and it is also very tiny and portable, and you can do some pretty cool things with it indoors and outdoors. You can fly it in winds as you saw me do. No problem. It's very powerful. And since it is the DJI system in here, it does have exceptional range. All right, so this video's gone on long enough. I'm going to say the following. Check out the links below. The links will take you to where you can buy this, and it will give you the price of this product for your country. And remember, you have this one with 04, you have it with Walksnail, HD0, or analog. The price drops to next to nothing. And you can also get it in the 16 version. This is the 18 version. You can get it in the 16 version, which is, I think, is a little bit more for freestyle. And that brings me to the end of this video. If you have questions on this product, post them below. And if you enjoyed my review, please give it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that very much. And I'll catch you in a future video with really cool products. Until then, I say bye.